Peace and blessings, family. It's your brother, your boy, your homie, I Chop from Kingdom Studios Recordings, where we treat your voice like royalty. You know what I'm talking about? So we about to go ahead, hop into this little, what we gonna call it? We're gonna call this a webinar. We're gonna call this a webinar and kind of give everybody a intro and a good feel into the classes that I've created for you all, and kind of just give you an overview of, you know, the first package that I have inside of my home studio recording. So this is something I definitely want people to understand, you know, when stepping into a professional realm and different things like that. Definitely, you know, so just hopping straight into it. First thing you're gonna need is either a laptop or a desktop computer. So we know you can't record nothing without it. Just flat out, you can't record nothing without it. So, um, laptop if you want to be mobile, desktop if you're going to be stationary. Now, I'm a stationary person. I like to be mobile, but I'm a stationary person, so I use a desktop. So I built my desktop from the ground up, processor, motherboard, everything by myself. So that tends to run a lot of money when you want to do it on that professional level. So just a few things that, like, because I got a lot of big things in my computer. So I'm just going to give you all the bare minimum that you can just get started recording whatever right now, you know. So first thing that I advise with your processor, you want to get you a processor anywhere in between an i5 at the minimum and an i9. 9 times out of 10, you're not going to find too many i9 processor computers on the store shelves unless you go to like a Best Buy or Circuit City or something like that. You know, you're not gonna find that. You're not typically gonna find that in your Walmarts or Targets and different things like that. So you might even have to go online, such as Amazon, eBay, to find different computers with an i9 in it, single core processor. So single core processors are really to process audio. So I don't want to go too deep into the science of it, but that's pretty much the gist of it in a nutshell on pretty much processor. So you want to have anywhere from 8 gigabytes to 32 gigabytes internal not hard drive, but RAM space. So with you having that much RAM space, I really advise 16 at the minimum, not 8. But 8 to do well, but you still gonna run into, you know, a few pops and clicks. But it's humble beginnings when, you know, it's just to get started. But you might not even encounter those different things. So, you know, to each computer, you know, and manufacturer, it differs. So I'm a Dell user. I like using Dells. Not my current computer is not a Dell because, like I said, I built it from ground up. My motherboard is by another company and not built by Dell. So, you know, that's the RAM right there. So going into the next thing, so I covered in processor, RAM, and what's the name thing is, where we at? Hard drive space. So I advise internal and external hard drive space if it's able to be afforded. So pretty much with your internal hard drive space, you want a solid state drive or SSD drive to pretty much put inside of your computer, nothing less than 500 gigabytes, I advise. And pretty much with your solid state drive, external drive, I will go ahead and buy me a terabyte or 1,000 gigabyte hard drive. You know, those run real good, and they you know, you really want to have your external for when, if something happened to your computer, all your audio information is being saved there versus being saved inside of the computer. You know, if you lose your program, if you lose your plugins and stuff, all of those stuff are either stored on the cloud or stored on your hard drive, so you can reinstall those things on a new computer. You have to set things back up, but it's not worse. It's not worse than, you know, losing all of your audio files and your stems when you making beats or you recording audio and different things like that. So the next thing outside of that for a computer is your audio interface. So audio interfaces is definitely important. inside of this. Don't just take a karaoke mic and stick it into the audio port inside of your laptop or desktop. That is not how you gonna get high quality music, and that's not how you gonna get family, friends, or even strangers to even listen to your music. So that's not what you want to take a step and do. You don't really want to take that route. So what the audio interface does is pretty much it's your audio card. So the audio card, that's the audio processing card that's on a desktop or a laptop's motherboard, is not strong enough to process high quality audio. It's just pure low quality audio just to get it through, pretty much like me talking to you right now. But I'm talking on the studio mic right now, so that's a little bit different. I got a mic on my camera, but if you heard that, you'll be like, that don't sound too good. But outside of that, your audio interface is going to work in conjunction with your mic. So I advise a condenser mic. A condenser mic is always good for you to have. I got a few suggestions of condenser mics. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna let y'all see this next page here, which is actually talking about my audio interfaces and what the audio in. So this is an audio interface that I'm using as of right now. What is this? The Scarlett Interface 2i4, and then I have the price for it up there. And then you have the Scarlett Interface Solo 3rd generation as well. I had the price up there for it as well. Giving you budget options and different things like that, because you're only pretty much recording yourself at home. So you don't really have to go above and beyond and get the high price big studio stuff. You can start off with something as cheap as these and start getting good quality. Now they do have cheaper models. Excuse me. Now they do have cheaper interfaces than these, and outside of this brand that still can work well, but I don't advise them because the latency in them are horrible. They just real horrible. Like I wouldn't mess with them. I've had my time with other interfaces, and this one just sits good. It works good with any computer that I plugged it up with, whether it had been a Dell, HP, or even my big computer now. So going back up here, so condenser mics, like I was saying with the condenser mics, and I'll show y'all a few condenser mics here as well. I had I have prices up here with budget options as well. So the Rode NT1, I really love that mic. I've tested that mic out myself and heard the quality is super great. The NTA 1-A, that one's real great as well. I love the quality out of that one. I have a friend that accidentally bought that one. I had advised him to get the Rode NT1, but he accidentally got the NTA 1-A. But it actually ended up having great quality sound out of it, and I had not heard any reviews from it or anything like that. But after hearing him doing his music on it, I was like, wow, that's real great. That's a good mic. So the next mic I have here is a MXL V63M condenser studio mic. This is a real low budget mic, but will still give you great, tremendously great quality. With it being such a low price, when we first got the mic, and which is the mic that we have here, this mic has been with me for at least I would say 9 years. So our praise to the Most High that this mic is still rolling. I even record on this mic still, so I switch up in between my mics and different things like that. I have a blue as well that's inside of my studio booth, so I don't have that one up here because it's still in the same ballpark range of $250-$300 for a mic, for a good quality sounding mic to just really get to get started with. So going back up to the top, headphones. You know, you definitely gonna need headphones because you don't want to record on speakers and out loud and then record on your mic and different things like that. That's not gonna sound good, especially when you send it to mixing and master. You know, such as someone like me. You know, it's not going. You're not gonna get any quality out of that. You know. I'll refund you your money and return your product to you, because it's just not that's not how you record. Now I've heard people record things in that manner, so just moving on past the headphones, studio monitors, which are your studio speakers. So let me pull up a few here. So you got quite a few budget studio speakers. So I have some Yamaha speakers. I don't per se have these Yamaha speakers, but they're the same quality as these, but a cheaper value of speakers. So these Mackie speakers, I usually advise these to people that just record, not to somebody that mix and want to get into the art of mixing and mastering. I wouldn't advise these. I advise the Yamaha 8s or 5s. 5s are real good. If you're in a small room, the 8s are good if you're in a big room. So you don't need real big speakers in a small room or in a small area. You just gonna be blunting your ears, just listening to your music. Just export your track and send it. Go play it in the car or something. So just going straight. Keep on going in on it, and I'm gonna go back up. So, like I said, I'm just overviewing everything and going through everything real quick. So, soundproofing. So, what I have behind me is a booth, and I do all my recordings in there or in my room environment here, because as you see, I have padded equipment all around my room to pretty much dampen any kind of reflections or reverb or echo that can come and bounce back into my mic. I don't need any kind of reflections coming back and bouncing back into my mic. So because my booth it has a double layer. So here, this is what I have on my booth: 8 by 27 inch moving blankets, and you can get these from Home Depot or Lowe's. So both of them should have them. They are a real good investment depending on how big you make your booth. I make those as well if y'all want to purchase those. I make portable booths as well if y'all want to purchase those. So just give me a little shout, hit my email and say pop up, put in the subject pop up booth. You know, put that in the subject at akparas at gmail, which is AHCHPARAS at gmail.com. So y'all can email me there and put in the subject line pop up booth or KSR. Just put in KSR pop up booth or KSR. But just put something in there indicating that you want a pop up booth, and pretty much depending on the material and things like that, we'll talk and different things, and I'll let you know there. So just moving on, you can do it the traditional way and pad your room the traditional way as well, or your booth in the traditional way by getting acoustic panels and acoustic wall panels. The acoustic wall panels, they're longer. They're just real longer and pretty much wider. So I like the acoustic wall panels. I haven't dealt with them per se a whole lot, but I've heard them in action inside of a true studio. So I know that they work. Also the acoustic panels, some of them are 12 by 12. The thickest you want to stay is 2 inches. You want to stay 2 inches thick. That is regulation for canceling out sound. If you get 1 inch thick, you are definitely not getting your money's worth. You might as well had kept your money in your pocket getting something that's 1 inch thick, because if you get something that's 1 inch thick, you might as well tape them or get some double-sided tape and tape them to some of these moving blankets here because you done been and paid for these right here for the official ones. So you want to make sure you get some official ones that's 2 inches thick. They don't have to be 12 by 12, but they at least have to be 2 inches thick to break down sound. So it's a whole science behind that as well. I'll talk a little bit more about that in the class, the whys on that, and I break that down a little bit more in class. So pretty much, this is pretty much the end of it, and all the things that you'll kind of need to get together. If it's anything I missed in this, I don't think I've went over everything. The computer, the interface, the condenser mic. I didn't go over the mic stand and the XLR cables because when once you start buying these things, they're gonna let you know at the stores that you're gonna need an XLR cable for your speakers. You're gonna need a mic stand for your mic. Everybody, if you're already into this, you gonna know this. So pretty much, like I said, even the headphones as well. I have budget headphones where you can get things for budget and get some good over the ear headphones or in the ear headphones. So I want to, as a matter of fact, I'm gonna speak on the headphones just a little bit. And the reason why I advise over the ear headphones is to cancel out noise bleed. So you can be close to your mic, rapping close to your mic, and the music may be loud in your headphones, and the music will bleed out your headphones into your recording, and that's just as bad as you recording with no headphones and your speakers playing while your headphones, and your speakers playing while you recording. Everything was recording out loud, so the mic is catching your speakers, it's catching your voice, it's catching the air conditioner and different things like that. You don't want it to do anything like that. So just wrapping this thing up, I appreciate everybody for coming through and just viewing this webinar, viewing this intro class. If y'all want this class in depth, we go over more things. So we go over a whole lot of different things here. So let me show y'all the curriculum for this thing here. Let me show you this curriculum here real quick for the self-recording, so that y'all can see everything that's offered in the class. So where's that PDF? I had it here. Okay, boom. So we're gonna pull that PDF up here. Boom, boom. And we're gonna blow that up. So going back to this here. So let's kind of minimize that screen real quick and get everything going here. Okay, so these are all the things that's offered in the class, in the self-recording class. So equipment choice. So pretty much that's what we just went over. So that's the first class, is equipment choice, and knowing what to buy and what not to buy. So all the things I advise, you can get high quality music on a budget. Everything going there, you'll be able to get all of that within, at a minimum of $500, max $1,000. If 1,000 is in your budget, depending on whatever you're trying to do. But once we have all of that, we'll talk about that all together. So the second lesson is getting familiar with your program. So I'll advise all the programs that I use. I use Pro Tools and I use Sonar. So I do use both for different reasons, but I still get a good quality sound out of all of my music. So I have my reasons. I advise only using one until you find one that getting solid in one. Until that one may not work out for you and you move on to something else, because something else may help you a little bit better than that one. But my go-to is Sonar before Pro Tools, just being honest. Lesson 3 is how to use your interface, mic, and studio monitors. So that class is going to be a great class, because a lot of people, they don't know how to use their interface in conjunctions with their mic, studio monitors, or even with their program. So learning how to use that in conjunction with that is a great learning tool that, I know a lot of people may not teach the simplicity of it to just pretty much get you off the ground and, add to your creativity. So the next one is how to record healthy versus unhealthy vocals. So people sometimes get in and, they may turn their pre-fader gain all the way up, and until they can see everything, and they don't know what they doing wrong. They're seeing crunched up vocals, where it's been clipped off by the interface and different things like that, or they may send vocals that may be extremely too low, so it's in the background with the background noise that's in their studio and all different things like that. So it'd be a lot of different things going on in that area, when recording healthy versus unhealthy vocals. So that's a great class to learn as well. So it's more things on it. I don't want to go too in depth into it. Too in depth into it, because that's what the class is for, to go real depth into it. So lesson 5 is how to apply simple effects and add bus tracks. So a lot of people, want to actually, while they're recording, want to hear hear what they hear an idea of what their outcome of their track is going to sound like. So I'm going to show you how to how to EQ it, how to how to put simple effects on it, how to even bust tracks out, so you can add more effects and be more creative with your whole recording process like the pros do. And these things are just on the simplest level. But and this is my philosophy on it. The simple things are the big things. Never forget the basics, because people want to learn all the advanced things, all the super advanced things, but always remember the basic is the advanced, because the basic help you get more creative. Trust me, I've been doing it for 15 years. I've been doing music for 15 years. The small things adds to your creativity on a whole nother level. So with that being said, I appreciate for everybody coming through, just rocking with me real quick, viewing the video, and wanting to learn about these classes. So, just catch up with me. Like I said, if you need anything from me, such as these classes, you can text me at area code 810 810 777 0445, and that's 810 777 0445, and you can send me a text at that number. I don't usually pick up every single number, but if you text me first on my business line, and let me know what you got going on, we can get everything started, as soon as possible. And even to everybody that I spoke about earlier, that was here earlier, if you wanted a pop-up booth, a customized pop-up booth to your house settings, and just let me know, and we can work out all those factors, and I can let you know how much all of that would be. So peace and blessings, and thank everybody for coming through.